This is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo, clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 079.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Good morning and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. Welcome to the Extra, and later on or anytime we may be interrupted by a feed from Parliament. But before that, I have guests with whom we are going to be discussing the 4th edition of the Editors Convention. Now, joining me on set, I have Sylvia Nancha, who is the Secretary, Uganda Editors Guild. She's right in the middle. Good morning.
Good morning.
And just next to me, I have Juliet Naiga, who is an executive member. Good morning, Juliet.
Good morning, Chiravo.
And at the extreme end, I have Mwine Jim, who is the executive director, Madivan Group. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Now, for the benefit of our viewers, to start with, and I'll have Nancha here. When we talk about the term editor, because it is a convention of editors, who are editors?
Editors, I could say, is the last chain of the news, the last point of the news chain before the consumer gets our product. The person who decides what you as a news consumer is going to get, who sieves what we get from the field. In Uganda, they call us abakunganya, because whatever our reporters collect, they bring, we decide, we use our own judgment to say this is good for public consumption, this is not good, this is lacking, these are the sources we need. So we guide editorial judgment, we guide newsrooms, we guide media organizations on what kind of news the public needs, the public should consume, the public shouldn't consume. That's the editor.
Now, Julie, briefly, what is the Editors Guild all about?
The Uganda Editors Guild is an umbrella body that brings together all editors in broadcast, in print, and on digital era. So this is an umbrella, like you have a professional body that brings you together. So this Editors Guild brings together all the editors in Uganda, be it print, be it broadcast, or be it online. Yes.
Also, the online editors are there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'll go to Jim. Jim, we see the Madivan group into this. Where do you come in? Because we know it is a convention of editors. How, why do we see Madivan here?
Thank you. Madivan Group is happy to partner with the editor for the forthcoming convention, because we do not only end up in manufacturing, but we go beyond that. We see this as a platform that will give us, give the information of what we do, of what we manufacture, of what we support. It's also a platform that will give education to our citizens of what is happening in the group. And in another way, editors give news, give information, and also advertise some of our products. And also they give the policy guidelines to what we do besides the products, in terms of social responsibility, in terms of education, what we do, in terms of other benefits besides the product that we give to the community, like employment, like health, like education, and so on.
Now, I'll quickly go to Slivia here. Please tell us more about this convention. This is the fourth time. Where is it going to be, and why actually? Because most of the times we see professional bodies gather an annual event just for a purpose of saying we exist, we are there. How special is this?
The Editors Convention is the only time we come together as editors from different media houses to discuss key developments in the media industry. So many things happen in our newsrooms, in regulation, and we need to meet and discuss how do we cross, you know, some of the barriers that are there. How do we deal with certain situations? Now, this year, we are meeting in Jinja from July 30th. And this convention is coming after a general election. We had elections in January. So that will be one of the things we are going to discuss. What challenges did our editors face during elections, the just concluded elections? How did we cross the bridge? Because we had so many issues that we had to deal with. We had a shutdown, some media houses were closed, you know, we didn't have the internet, we had to improvise to communicate, and so many other things. Journalists sometimes are beaten in the field. So as an editor, it is your responsibility to see that your people are safe. So we meet and discuss. In this environment we are operating, how can we deal with these challenges? How can we support media houses? How can we support individual journalists? You know, or you have heard, that we realized many of our reporters in the field, even after being battered by security agencies, they did not have insurance. So we had to pool resources to see that they get treatment. But out of that, the Editors Guild has provided insurance for many of the reporters, especially in the countryside, because we know that their welfare isn't good at all. That is one of the issues we discuss, actually have discussed in every convention. How do we support journalists to earn better, to be respected, to do the right thing, to be professional? There are so many things that we discuss. And this convention is the only time that we come together to discuss these things. And the reason why the Editors Guild was created is because we wanted a voice, a uniform voice on many of these issues. affecting the sector. You realize that the owners had their umbrella, the Media Owners Association. The journalists themselves had so many associations. You have UPPA, you have WUJA, you have, actually in every sector, you will have a union of journalists. But the editors did not have.
But
So
editors, journalists, they are.
they are, yes.
Actually,
but
in my opinion, they are senior journalists.
yes, they are senior journalists because we've come from that level. But when we come at the level of decision makers, because editors are decision makers in the newsrooms, when we come to that point, we needed to have a central point of command, and the guild is our central point of command. So when we come together, we use this platform to discuss and agree on the different approaches we need to take as editors to deal with the challenges affecting the industry.
Now, Julie, when we talk about the editors at such a time, one of the biggest challenges facing your work is the digital age. How are you planning to address this?
One of the main issues actually arising under the insights of this convention is how do we manage or leverage working in a digital era as the media in Uganda. There is a lot of misinformation running on our social media platforms everywhere in the country and the world, and there is the advance of artificial intelligence. So these are some of the critical issues that we are going to tackle in our convention. How do we mitigate the challenges that are facing the newsrooms and the editors as gatekeepers of information to our consumers, the news consumers? So AI and misinformation are going to be top priority in this convention because I'll give you an example of an accident that happened last week of a train knocking a bus that was carrying students in Mkono. When you went to TikTok, everything was so many, all the children in the bus have died. But then, us as editors, our job is to counter those rumors, those fake information, that fake information that is running on social media, because for us, we are professional journalists that handle these stories with a pinch of professionalism and asking all the sources, is it true that all the people have died? What is the police's comment? What are the witnesses talking about this issue? So these issues are going to be the critical issues we are going to discuss in our convention. Yes.
Now, I'll go back to Jim here from the Madivani group. Now, when we talk about companies, Madivani Group is one of those big companies, I must say, good investors that we've had even before I was born, I want to assume. And here we are having you guys coming up to support the editors convention. What kind of reporting would you want to see?
We want people to know more about us. We want them to know that besides sugar, because they think Madivani is only sugar, we want them to look out and know that yes, we are the biggest producers of sugar in East Africa, but we are also the biggest producers of packaging, box packages.
Oh.
East African packaging, yes. We are one of the biggest producers of steel, Madivani steel. That is in a manufacturing. We also in services. I heard her talk about the editors being insured. We have Liberty Insurance, which is one of the biggest, so we'll come in there. We want people to know that we are also in construction, one of the biggest construction companies, Excel Construction.
This is news.
Is the Madivani Group. We are in tourism, the biggest. We have the biggest lodges in Uganda: Mwera, Chove, Para, Bwindi. We have also many lodges in Kenya, in East Africa, also in India. We are also in properties, Madivan properties. We have quite a number of properties both in here and in Jinja. We'll be very happy to host you in our Kakira guest house and sailing club in Jinja. So we
I
look
welcome
forward.
the offer.
We look forward to really partnership to the partnership with you editors, because if people don't get information about what you are doing,
Yes.
then you are in darkness. You won't come out. So it's for us very important that people get to know we have the biggest Madivan Foundation, which money looks after education. We give scholarships to university. And that's the biggest, for example, in Uganda. We also own and support schools in Uganda. So we also have the 100-bed hospital in Kakira. So we are in health, and we support a lot of health activities in the whole country. So for us, when you talk about giving information, about educating people about what our products are, we look at the editors, the newsmen, that once they are together and we are in there, packed in there, everything will flow out.
Very interesting to know that it's not only the sugar that we know, but almost they're in everything, if I may make it that way. But you need to know. So interest yourself, find out what does the Madivani Group invest in or do in Uganda. Now, still moving on, when we talk about this conversion, Nancha, a tendency, there are so many editors in Uganda, and sometimes you have impersonators, that if you just let them know where you're going to be, we shall surface. So how is that tendency?
Uganda Editors Guild is a membership association. We know our members pay subscription on an annual basis. So only those members who have paid subscription to our secretariat have been invited. Actually, when you show up, we will receive you, but we will encourage you to join the Editors Guild, because you never know what will happen to you in a line of duty. We want to defend. Recently, we had a memorandum of understanding signed with a team of lawyers. When you are caught on the wrong side of the law, professionally, they are there to defend you. Pro bono, we don't pay them. So we want to defend people who are part of us. So we encourage all editors to join the Editors Guild. Many haven't joined because you have to pay money. When they say you subscribe, it is money. Some have not paid, but we are reaching out to them. We are encouraging every editor to be part of the Editors Guild, so that when we are faced with a situation that we have to speak out with one voice, we have the numbers as well. We know that we have, for instance, more than 300 radio stations across the country, but we don't have half of the editors of those media
Maybe
houses.
there are some that don't have editors.
Actually, many do not have editors and even reporters. So they depend on agencies like mine, Uganda Radio Network, for news. But those who have editors, we encourage them to be part of the Editors Guild. Actually, we work with the media owners and the managing directors and the people running those media houses to ask them to encourage their editors to be part of the guild, because it's going to be their voice.
Well, Julie, also, if you may reiterate on the dates and venue, it is very important. And also re-emphasize invitation, attendance is strictly by invitation.
Yes.
Please.
The convention is going to be starting on 30th of July in Jinja at Mada Hotels in it's one of the Madivana Group hotels, so that's where we're going to be.
It is Nile Mada.
No, it's Mada Hotels, Nile Resort Hotel.
Yes, Nile Resort Hotel.
Please say that properly.
It is Nile Hotel, Nile Resort Hotel in Jinja. It is managed by MADA, that is Madvan Group. That's why Mr. Jim is here, because they saw it fit to partner with journalists and editors at this point to give us a space where we can convene conveniently and then discuss our matters without any hindrances. Invitation, rather attendance is by invitation strictly, and when you come as a journalist who is curious to know what is about Uganda Editors Guild, we shall welcome you, as Suvia said, and we shall interest you in the benefits of being a member of the Uganda Editors Guild in Uganda. And I want to also tell you that the Uganda Editors Guild also pays allegiance to the Uganda Editors to the Kenya Editors Guild, and there is another association in Africa.
East African Editors Society.
Yes, the East African Society. So we are not just a briefcase organization. It is a national organization that subscribes to regional and then Africa organization. So it is legit, it is well managed, it is a very beautiful organization that brings together the voices of all editors, news managers in different media organizations in Uganda.
Let me say something more about
please.
our membership. Our membership is actually not restricted to editors only, or editors in the news, active editors. We have people who have been in the newsrooms who are retired. We have people in the academia. Some of our members are lecturers in the School of Journalism at Makerere and other universities. So we are not limited to people in the newsrooms, but people who contribute to the entire news ecosystem, but at a senior level. So, Chirabo, if you're not a member of the Editors Guild, you might say, I'm not an editor. We welcome even producers. We welcome them as long as you bring value to the guild.
I'll talk to Narongo Bukirwa, and I know in a second I'll be a member, and I'll be, I don't know how shall do reverse things, I'll subscribe, I'll be in Jinja as well. So I must
You're welcome.
Narongo Bukirwa, she's one of our editors in TV. Please find ways of ensuring you backdate, you update, but I must be on the fourth conversion in Jinja, otherwise it won't be fair to me, Narongo. Now, still, let's talk about the outstanding challenges facing editors of late. Judy, what are those issues that people must know? That yes, you're doing your work, but these are the challenges.
One of the outstanding challenges is the freedom of journalists working independently as editors, because we are in a country where most media houses are owned either by politicians or somebody who is inclined to a political party. So this makes decision making in newsrooms a little hard for editors. Now, when we meet, these are some of the things we want to iron out. And it is very hard to defend someone who is single. The Baganda have a saying that when you walk alone, you walk a small distance, but when you walk as a group, you take a long journey without even you noticing. So this group helps us to iron out those issues of independence, issues of credibility, because we have, for example, the online media is owned by people who can, anybody who has money can put up an online channel or media outlet. But now the editors is the professional body. We can call you to order in case we see that you are, if you're a member, we can call you to order and say, my dear, here you erred. This is how we do things. So it is like a whip. The Uganda Editors Guild is a whip to all media outlets, especially for the professional bit of it, because as in the advent of digital media, there must be somewhere where you run to that gives you thorough well-researched information professionally, and that is us, the editors. Yes.
Well, Sylvia, something to supplement on that?
Yes, one of the challenges facing editors today is professionalism of our teams. I have received so many phone calls, so many questions, and Jim is seated here, but he might also be uncomfortable with some people in the field about the professionalism of our people. So we have tried as the Editors Guild to run trainings in different parts of the country to remind journalists that, one, they're expected to be professional. They are the eyes and ears of the ordinary person. So if you choose not to be professional, you're denying the ordinary person a platform or a right to be heard if you do not give them the voice. We have ethics that we are supposed to follow. I know that many of our colleagues have fallen short. So that is one of the biggest challenges we are dealing with today. One of the questions I always have to deal with is, who is a journalist? Because today, with the advent of social media, we have to deal with so many people imposing as journalists. Are bloggers journalists? Does everyone who posts on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok qualify to be called a journalist?
The table you're shaking has expensive
I
drinks.
know that it has expensive drinks, but one of the reasons we are seated here is to discuss some of the things that people don't want to hear. We can't be in a comfort zone when the industry is shaking. The industry
Someone
is,
comes from comedy.
a comedian opens up a TikTok channel, and the next day they are saying ABCD, they are reporting so much about Anita Among, about you know, our big people, about the basement things, and they are called journalists. Banamawulire bagambye. But I mean, for us,
Even
we can't,
someone invites them, holds a press conference, calls it a press conference.
But he's talking to non-journalists. So we want to draw that line. I know the line may be invisible, but we want to draw it and to tell people this is a journalist.
Employ these people so that the editors are dealing with these people.
So we have to be totally different. We have to follow our ethics. A story has to be balanced, it has to be accurate, it has to be truthful. If you have not verified information, don't publish. Why are you rushing to publish? So we want to discuss this. We want to say this is a serious
want to grow my
challenge,
account.
so that we know the followers do not matter. If you have millions of followers and you're telling them fake news, then we have to draw that line and say, this one is not part of us. We should be comfortable to disown people because we are the professionals. And that is the only way we shall regain our status, because people will continue believing us. They will say, Facebook said this, but the TV has not yet said it, so it might not be true. The radio has not said it. The newspapers have not said. Until it comes out in the newspaper and the TV says it and the radio, then people will believe. So we want to draw that thin line. That is why I'm very comfortable shaking that table. Because that table that has very expensive drinks is the reason we are sinking. Public trust in the media is dwindling, and we want to win it back. Professionalism is a serious issue. Then we are dealing with a challenge of AI, because it is challenging the status quo. AI can write news stories. You feed it and it will give you a very beautiful story in very good English, in a very good composition that some people do not do.
With even quotes.
Exactly.
With quotes that
So,
do not exist.
how do we remain relevant as an industry, as practitioners, at a time when you're dealing with artificial intelligence? We need to discuss this. Even me, I don't have answers. But I want to know how I'm going to remain relevant. Because will people still listen to me if AI can give them news? But I know that
If
I
alone
still,
listening to you, will media houses still employ editors? when you can feed these stories and AI will edit everything.
Exactly. But
apart
I
from
know,
the emotional and sensational.
I know that we still have that duty of being the authentic voice.
Yes.
Going to the field out there to get stories from the authentic voices. AI will not go to Kachira to tell you that Kachira is a seat of its own. But I will give it the human touch. I'll tell the public what I'll see when I go there. AI will not do it. AI will tell the people what I will tell them. So I want to claim my space in the media industry at a time when AI is challenging the status quo. We are also dealing with a serious problem of shrinking advertisements. People no longer advertise because they are comfortable paying someone to post on Twitter, to post on social media and tell their own stories, as opposed to traditional advertisement. You take your adverts at a TV station, to a radio station, advertise in the newspaper. I used to see Madivan Group, all the scholarships they gave out. They would publish even the call for people who are going who are applying for scholarships. It would go through the newspapers. It still does. Oh, thank you, Madivan. But there are many entities that no longer use our channels to advertise. Do you know what that means? It means that the revenues are dwindling, that the owner of the media house will not have capacity to pay a journalist. And what happens is that every time revenues shrink, the first department to suffer is editorial and newsrooms. So what value do our media owners attach to news content? So that remains another challenge, actually one of the biggest challenges we have to deal with, because we need to remain relevant so that even when revenues shrink, the media owner will say that I need the news people. We have to find a way of maintaining the newsroom.
Well, and I'll let Jim had something to say
about the challenges. We do have even in manufacturing about the challenges. First of all, membership. We belong like Uganda Manufacturers Association, but there are very many manufacturers who are not members. Yet they benefit from the policy fights you do with the government, whatever you achieve. But they are not members for their own reasons, and they end up with fake products on the market. So we look at this, that you can tell that we have Kakira Distillery now making rum, gin, and all that sort of things. But there are a lot of companies back there making gin and rum, and they will put on market and say this is made from you. Write on your name. So it's a big challenge that we need to get together and fight it. I like Rwanda. You can't start any production without registering with the private sector associations, or do media without registering with media. They are a bit more strict. But here we are a bit loose, and we are getting those problems.
Now, just to supplement, Chirabo, on the challenges of the shrinking advertising space in our media outlets, this means that the quality of the public service role media plays is going to also disappear. Why? Because I will be inclined as a journalist to take bribes to give a story that will give me money, because the adverts are not coming. So that means I need to survive, but the way of survival is to engage maybe in corruption, and then that means it's compromising the quality of the stories that we air out on the media. Or we can even cover up stuff that would have been so important to the general public. Maybe a road that has not been worked on well. Because somebody has paid you a bribe, you cannot do your role very well as a journalist in that area.
Now here I want to bring in Jim. I've seen Madivani Group, and I want to thank them. I read papers so much. But constantly, you'll find an advert, a message from Madivani Group. And I want to put it to you, How come many companies, when you go to them today, they won't see the mainstream media? They'll go for TikTok, and then later we'll see them withdrawing support from a certain colleague because he said something they feel taints the image of them, you know. You have seen some bloggers, then later you hear a company saying, coming out, even in the mainstream, to say with this, we've cancelled our contract with this associate our connection with this person, because for them they like likes. They want to grow their accounts, anything that will grow their accounts. What has kept Madivani in the mainstream media and why?
You know, being out there and working with everybody keeps you alive. Trying to do things from the back and not involving everyone eventually kills you. So when you share what you are getting, you get more people to come to you. When you don't share what you are getting, people go away. It's that, and I've told you we don't look at the product. We look at employment, which we give permanent employment, and you pay people gratuity when they leave. But there are same companies which are in the same product, but they are using casual workers throughout, all through. They don't have, you know, permanent employment whom they pay social security, whom they pay to government and what have you. So it's in our DNA that you know you do the right thing, you maintain the market, everybody knows you are there. We are now going to produce the biggest ethanol to blend with fuel.
Oh.
And I think that starts this year. So that will improve even the more incomes for us to diversify into that. We are in Amuru, we've started the greenfield. I think we'll be producing the sugar and power to the grid in the northern Uganda. It's going to be a very big project. So working with people, for example, the education which we give, the foundation, it's the biggest foundation in Uganda. We understand that there are children down there who are very bright, who are educated, who have the qualifications, but do not have the funding to continue their education. So we come in for those children. We put two foundations, one for the whole of Uganda, another one for Kakira, for Busoga region, where we are based. And I'm happy you have brought this edition into convention into Jinja, because we've been partnering with all these editors, all of them for a long time. And having it in Jinja, I think will be beneficial to both parties.
Now, a quick one. What has been your driving force to this success? Madvan was there before I was born.
Even before your grandfather.
Even before my grandfather. It's over time, it is still there. In Uganda, I was looking at statistics, and we were showing that many of our businesses don't live to see their 5th birthday. So they die within there. But the longevity that Madivani Group has had, what has been your strength?
Our strength is the respect of our employees. First of all, we put a lot into our employees. We do the right thing. We don't do any backyard. We pay the right taxes. Some companies don't pay taxes, and in between they are caught in and they get the problems. And we advertise our products and sell it through media, through what. So we are sincere and on the ground.
Well, time seems to be flying so fast. I must let these veterans go and concentrate on other issues. They have news at 1, I'm very sure. They have and so much, but before I let them go, I'll just give each of these ladies on set a minute or two for their closing remark, beginning with you, Julie.
One, I want to thank UBC for giving us the opportunity to air out issues of editors, because in many cases, the journalists fight for others, but we never fight for ourselves. So thank you very much, UBC, for the opportunity. But I also want to urge the public that we need your support as editors. The employers who employ us, the editors, please pay membership for your employees to the Uganda Editors Guild, because we are growing together, not as a single entity. So we want you to be part of us, and please remember to pray for the media industry in Uganda, because what we air out determines the narratives that shape the country's development agenda.
And now that we have Vision 2040, where we must double our economy tenfold, it is not an easy thing. But of course, with serious media, we will get there. Sylvia, you must move out of here.
Yes, I would like to tell the public that our right as journalists are your rights. When a journalist is violated or denied an opportunity to speak out or to cover an event, when a media house is closed, you have been denied a right to information. Please don't stay silent when media rights are being violated anywhere in your communities, at national level. Fight for the journalist in your community, fight for the journalist at the media house you're interested in. And to the editors, please subscribe to the Editors Guild. Let's have one voice, let's speak for ourselves, let's fight for our rights.
Jim, in Aminat,
I also thank UBC for hosting us and Madhavan partnering with this forthcoming editors convention. We look forward for more information about the group. We look forward for more education, for advertising our products, and for policy change to increase manufacturing and business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim, from Madivani Group. I've just learned that there's so much that Madivani is doing and producing. And of course, I also take upon the offer to come and visit Madivani Group.
And enjoy one of the lodges.
And enjoy one of the lodges.
Para, you know.
Yes.
Okay, I can't turn down an offer for a lodge. Definitely, I'll have to come and be there.
These are state-of-the-art facilities, by the way.
Don't bother, I'll be there. I'll be there, guaranteed. And of course, it's been nice having Julie, having Sylvia. I call them veteran journalists because for one to be an editor, you've gone through the ranks under normal circumstances. You've gone through the ranks. Actually, if you're there, it would be very mad of you to come from a university and become an editor. You need to go through the ranks. So these are generals in our field. They are veterans, and let me allow them go and carry on with further duty. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
The world football spectacle is here. From the vibrant cities of Canada, the passion of Mexico, and the grand stages of the United States, the FIFA World Cup 2026 is set to ignite the planet. Every goal, every save, every moment of glory, live and unforgettable on UBC TV and all its radio stations.
From the streets of Rio to the nights in Spain.
Follow Africa's finest, football's biggest stars, and the battle for the most converted trophy in world football.
One dream, one chance to play.
Where legends rise, dreams come alive, and history is made. UBC is your home of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Stay tuned to UBC TV and all UBC's radio stations, bringing the world to Uganda, one match at a time.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then this is the place for you. My name is Chini Kaji, and welcome to Hotel Le Confidential.
With 84 comfortable rooms where you can relax and feel safe. Each room has a lovely view of green vegetation, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and a tasty breakfast.
Children can have fun at our kids' water park and our kids' play area. You can also enjoy are world-class health club, spa, sauna, gym, boutique, and sky blue swimming pool.
Thank you for choosing Hotel Confidential, where every stay is unforgettable. Come and stay in comfort, right at home, today, tomorrow, and always.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo